is time now to review headlines of today's newspapers. And of course, we're going to start with this day on Saturday, the newspaper of record.
Absolutely. And we start with the lead story, which says Rivers crisis deepens as court restrains Amaewhule, 25 others from parading as assembly members. There are 3 riders, giving life to this story. First, security personnel take over assembly quarters. Fubara issues executive order for temporary relocation of assembly sitting to government house. Governor precipitating his impeachment through utterances, actions, says APC. I mean, we had a lengthy discussion with Chief Amaewhule, and his position was that help should come from outside of Rivers State, and without necessarily saying it, hoo-ha, I think he was suggesting that, the first Ijaw governor since 1999 can just be bullied out of office, yes. Even though if the governor will have to be, respectful of the rule of law. I think that we got that out of him. There's a story. I think we should just take the first picture, the lead one. I would say we are excited to be in Nigeria. That's the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry and Duchess of Sussex. Meghan at a reception for them on their arrival at Abuja as part of the celebration of Invictus Games anniversary yesterday. I mean,
they look amazing. They look happy to be in Nigeria.
They do. Opinions are divided as to why we're, rolling out the red carpet and blah, 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 Office of the Chief of Defense Staff. But hey, these are two happy people.
These are, and I believe Harry, as an ex-serviceman himself, sponsoring the Invictus Games and doing a lot for injured servicemen is something to be lauded. I think that our servicemen, especially our injured servicemen who have had themselves in service to our country, are people who should be lauded and supported and have the red carpet rolled out for them. And if their arrival shines the light on these servicemen, then I think it is a good thing.
And because they will also be talking about health, I think there are a lot of health issues, part of the NGOs that brought them, in addition to what the Office of the CDS is doing, is to also talk about health challenges, and I think that's cute. And the fact that a Nigerian won a gold medal at the last Invictus game, speaks well to the fact that this is something that sits well with the Nigerian military. Okay, other stories. Tinubu confers second highest national honor, GCON, on Amaewhule of Ijebuland. That story is on page 10 of today's paper. You are half Ijebu, aren't you?
I am, in fact, half Ijebu. We always talk about me being a Benin woman on this program, but I am also equally an Ijebu woman.
I mean, I like the fact that it was the vice president, Kashim Shettima, that read out the president's beautiful speech, at that ceremony to mark the 90th anniversary.
GCON, I believe.
GCON, and I like the fact that when he was about getting to the point where he will make that announcement of the GCON, he was particular about telling people to pay attention, to listen, including one of the Oloris. I think the Olori said, Olori, please, leave your phone for now, listen to what I'm about to say. And then, of course, he announced the fact that the revered monarch will henceforth be a GCON, just like himself, the highest honor that can be bestowed on an individual. Congratulations to the Amaewhule of Ijebuland, and there's an Ijebu lady here sitting beside me saying Karao Lisa. Other stories, and I think we'll take that with a picture. The story first, Obagbena urges African leaders to remove visa restrictions to promote trade. We had that video clip earlier on, and the picture shows the chairman and editor-in-chief of This Day, and Arise Media Group, Prince Nduka Obagbena, speaking to media chiefs from Chad and Burkina Faso at the All-Africa Media Leaders Summit, which ended in Nairobi, Kenya yesterday. And Arise, of course, picked it live, and we can We can thank the chairman enough about his words, his very strong and brilliant words for African leaders, especially on the need to remove visa restrictions in order to promote trade within the continent.
Definitely. Should we go to the...
very quickly, on top of the masthead, Prince Harry, Meghan were in Nigeria to lift morale of injured soldiers. We discussed that already. And the window story is also important for the business world and the finance sector. Standard Bank report predicts $5.1 billion capital inflows in second half of 2024. Foresees exchange rate to settle at 1,219 to a dollar. Says heightened geopolitical uncertainties may reduce foreign portfolio inflows. It won't be bad, to move down from 1,700 to 1,200.
I don't even know where we are now.
We don't know where we are.
I can't lie to you. Every day is a different number. It makes my heart skip a beat.
All those you keeping your dollars, go and sell dollars. I mean, we don't even know.
I'm still, as always, going to say that I am a fan of Yemi Cardoso. I'm a fan of all the CBN is doing. I think we should always try and bet for the naira instead of against the naira. And we are seeing, there's, as you said, good capital inflows. So these are good signs that hopefully the pressure will ease in the future.
Hopefully. Yes. It should do more, though.
So all right, let's look at the Saturday Vanguard here. The major story is from... My people are in the news all the day. Governor Obaseki explodes. We cannot secure Nigeria from the center anymore. And that is on page 14. Let's redesign the country and vows not to run for president or any elective office under present structure. We cannot secure Nigeria from the center. Of course, we have spoken on this program about governors saying that we need state police, talking about the insecurity in the country. We have spoken about the National Assembly when there was an idea floated that the parliamentary system should be a unitary system, or we should get rid of the office of governor, or the costs are too high, or instead of having both Senate and House of Reps, we should have just one and still have the head of state. I do think that all these both political and philosophical discussions that we are having about the structure of our country is good for a healthy democracy. Now, whether or not, and as also the importance of a state police system in terms of securing the citizens is also important. But I also think that this is also part of a healthy democracy, saying that, this federal system might not be as federal. We do need to restructure. Restructuring comes up every election cycle, and it seems to not go anywhere. Sort of like the Orosai report that was seemingly being implemented.
12 weeks, where are we now? On the report.
You know what? We're coming over 1 year of President Tinubu, and I'm waiting for the implementation.
All right.
Under that, of course, the story we took earlier, court sacks.
I thought you were going to add the other Benin story to the Obaseki story.
I will do that. Why Dukes, that's on top of the masthead on the Saturday Vanguard. Why Dukes are in court with Oba of Benin, and that is on page 27.
Are those the chiefs who identified with
the Oni?
Yes, Oni of Ife.
Oni of Ife, yes. They say that they cannot be sacked by the Oba of Benin because they were given staff by the government, and therefore they are government officials. I believe that they have made Obaseki a party to the case as well. It is, I would say, an absolute shame. It is an absolute shame to take the Oba of Benin to court.
It shouldn't be happening.
It should definitely not be happening.
There's also a context to why they had to resort to the court, isn't it?
I'm not going to wade into those murky waters.
We won't wade in.
Let's take it back to Rivers State, because the story under here says court sacks 25 APC lawmakers from Rivers Assembly. We of course discussed that earlier. Eyes on INEC as anarchy looms. That's on page 9. Setting Rivers on fire may end this democracy, Bode George warns. Fubara committed impeachable offenses according to the APC. this issue, especially of lawmakers jumping from one party to another, should have been nipped in the bud before this, even before the Tinubu presidency. The issue we have in Nigeria is that we pretend that individuals are bigger than laws. We pretend individuals are bigger than institutions. When those lawmakers were jumping from APC to BDP in the National Assembly and from PDP to APC, all those years back, these issues should have been handled in our courts and judicially and properly. Our laws should have been applied. And then it would have been very clear that if 25 lawmakers in the River State House of Assembly skip and hop from APC to from PDP to APC, then they have obviously abdicated their seats.
I think there are precedents, though, and the laws are very clear, except we want to play politics.
Except
and even if
that
position is even strengthened by what Wike himself has said severally. If you were elected on the platform of a party and now you are now gallivanting to other parties, you will have lost your seats. But because we are now thinking that, 24, 25 members out of how many, but the law is what it is. Let's get some sense, as far as River State is concerned. Let's go to Saturday Telegraph, where the lead story says Nigeria's neighbors reject naira, opt for safer CFA and dollars. Too much naira chasing CFAs, so operators take advantage. And Bloomberg says naira world's worst performing currency. Standard Bank projects 1,219.32 to a dollar by December 24, which we also saw on the window in this day. These are worrying signals, and they are not good commentary on the CBN as at today. Things may be hopeful, I agree, but then when you, because the other time when naira was said to be the most performing naira, it was on the cover of newspapers. But today that the Bloomberg is also saying, hey, your currency is the worst performing. It should get us thinking. It should get us to sit tighter.
I will say, though, I will say that I do think that the metrics that these international media outlets sometimes use to judge worst performing, best performing. They'll say, you're the best performing in 1 month, you're the worst performing over 1 year, you're the best performing in the last 3 months, you're the best over 12 days. They shift the metrics, right?
They do.
So,
but when it favors us, we applaud. But then when it looks like it's not favoring, we're looking for justification. But I understand you, Adesiwa. I understand you. Not a good one. Another story on the cover of Saturday Telegraph. 31 killed in Zamfara as 9 varsity students kidnapped in Kogi. I thought that this was how Kogi used to be before, whether you like it or not, before Yahya Bello at least stemmed, the tide of insecurity in the state. So Governor Ododo will have to rise up to the occasion. I see that he has been given, instructions, etc., but he will need to do a lot more so that Kogi does not go back to the bad old days of insecurity. And then, of course, something that concerns us, on page 30 of today's Saturday Telegraph, journalist Daniel Ojukwu freed after 10 days in detention. At a time that the Honorable Minister of Information was waxing lyrical last week, and we did commend him regarding the freedom of the press. These are the things that we need to watch out for. The Segun Olatunji story is still there. We see that, somebody has resigned, somebody's apologizing to the Chief of Staff, etc. But then the Daniel Ojukwu story is still there. We're glad that he's out after 10 days, but the issues are still ongoing. All the
especially the case that he reported on the special assistant or advisor to the President Buhari, former President Buhari, and allegedly sending money to a restaurant for the building of schools. That is also something that we want to see the investigation. Where is that investigation as well? Apart from arresting journalists for stories, let's also
that you do not like.
Let's see the investigations. Let's see the person. Face us as a people, rather than just holding the journalists
And I like the fact that organizations like the Guild of Nigerian Editors, Nigerian Union of Journalists, they are taking a position and they should speak louder. Totally. Anything that we can take from the Guardian before we run now? Just
a somber military as 50 soldiers, officers killed in 8 months. So.
That's not at the time that we have Prince Harry and his wife in Nigeria, and we are celebrating the military. It's not a way to. But hey, that's our reality. Let us hope, of course, that those in authority will do a lot more, a lot better than they are currently doing.